I was thinking about the concept of home recently, specifically the absolute nightmare that is trying to find one when you move to a new city. It's usually this high-stress, transactional blur where you sign a paper, get a key, and then the agent vanishes into thin air.
Oh, absolutely. It's the classic ghosting phenomenon. Once the commission is paid, you're on your own. But that's actually why I wanted to talk about this data we've been looking at regarding Honeycomb House in Saigon. It's fascinating because they seem to be completely inverting that stereotype. It's not just about real estate. It looks more like a study in radical hospitality.
Radical hospitality. You like that? Because looking at the feedback, the word that keeps popping up isn't efficient or cheap, it's trust, which is a heavy word for a rental agency. What do you think is driving that emotional connection?
I think it comes down to what I call the end-to-end philosophy. Usually the service curve drops to zero after the contract is signed. But with Honeycomb, the clients are saying the service actually peaks after the move-in. You have agents like Andrew, for instance. People aren't just thanking him for the apartment, they're thanking him for the daily life tips. He's guiding them through the chaos of settling into Vietnam.
That's a huge distinction. It's the difference between a salesperson and a local guide. And I saw that theme with Vi as well, clients calling her a blessing for handling day-to-day arrangements. That suggests people feel vulnerable when they move, and these agents are acting a safety net.
Precisely. Moving is a vulnerable act. You don't know how to pay the bills. You don't know how to talk to the landlord. There's a review about Eric that really stood out to me. The client said he fights the client's corner. That is such powerful language. It implies conflict, right? It implies that the rental market is a battleground, and Eric is the one holding the shield for you.
That's actually really profound. It changes the dynamic from sales to advocacy. If you know your agent is the most honest person in the room, which was another specific tag attached to Eric, you relax. You stop feeling like a mark and start feeling like a partner. But let's play devil's advocate for a second. Is this just about holding hands, or can they actually execute? Because kindness is great, but I still need a dishwasher.
That's the other pillar here. Technical competence. It's not just vibes. You look at someone like Summer. The feedback highlights her enthusiasm, sure, but specifically her command of English and her eye for technical requirements. Or Jessica, who is apparently moving people from a first viewing to move-in within a single week.
1 week? That is a blistering pace.
It is. And Roxy gets mentioned for being incredibly organized from the very first email. So, you have this interesting duality. On one side, you have the soft skills, the patience, the late-night texts that Summer is answering, and on the other, you have this military-grade efficiency. It's rare to find both in the same ecosystem. Usually, the nice agents are slow, and the fast agents are sharks.
That's true. It brings up an interesting point about the tailored search aspect. A lot of agencies just throw spaghetti at the wall, showing you 10 random apartments hoping one sticks. But the data here suggests Honeycomb is doing a lot of filtering before the client even steps out the door.
Right, and that saves the one resource you can't buy back: time. If an agent understands family-friendly or specific appliance needs immediately, they aren't just finding a room, they are curating a lifestyle. It's a customized experience in a mass-market industry.
It makes me wonder about the broader implication here. We live in this increasingly automated world, right? We have apps for everything. You can rent a place online without talking to a soul. Yet, here is a business thriving on hyperhuman interaction. Do you think this is a backlash against automation?
I think it's a correction. We over-indexed on efficiency and forgot about reassurance. When you are an expat in Saigon, an app cannot negotiate a broken air conditioner with a landlord who doesn't speak your language. An app can't give you that feeling of being home. Agents like Sarah and Andrew are providing emotional infrastructure. That is a premium product.
Emotional infrastructure. That's a brilliant way to put it. It's almost like they aren't in the real estate business, they are in the anxiety reduction business.
100%. And the business lesson here for anyone listening, whether you sell software or sandwiches, is that responsiveness isn't just about speed. It's about signaling I am here. When clients say agents are available during lunch or late at night, they aren't praising the time of day, they are praising the reliability. They are saying, I am not alone.
So, the takeaway is that in a high-stakes environment, trust is built in the margins, in the after-sales support, the honest advice, and the willingness to pick up the phone when things go wrong.
Exactly. The key isn't the house, it's the handshake and what happens after it.
Well, that leaves us with something to chew on. In your own work or life, are you just closing the deal, or are you fighting the client's corner long after the ink is dry? Something to think about. Thanks for listening.